Mr. Pavan Varma of the Trinamool Congress joining us on the phone line. Pavan Varma, Abhishek Banerjee says Chidambaram is lying and that you reached out to him, you went to his house. Would like to get your response. Did you reach out to the Congress party and offer an alliance in Goa?
Indeed, I did. I sought an appointment. I have known Mr. Chidambaram. And I mentioned that it is a matter regarding an urgent and important proposal. He gave me time this very day, and I met him at 1:30 p.m. at his Lodi Estate residence. And I made the proposal of an alliance between the TMC and the Congress in the interests of strengthening and unifying the opposition space. And Mr. Chidambaram said that he will put it to his leadership because he cannot take a decision himself. It was a concrete proposal. And indeed, he got back to me the next day saying that he had spoken to Mr. Rahul Gandhi or his leadership, and they had said that the two principals, Mamata Banerjee ji and Sonia Gandhi ji, need to speak on this matter. That communication took place. We have the reply of the Congress party that they need time to consult their senior leadership. So the ball was firmly in the Congress court on the basis of a concrete offer. Now Mr. Chidambaram is saying publicly on television, and this is nothing personal against him. He is saying on television that no concrete offer was received from TMC. In fact, he not only briefed his leadership on the concrete proposal, he also told me that he has put up a note on it. Now, how concrete can a proposal get?
Mr. Varma, now, the NCP and the Shiv Sena has also, the two parties which are also in alliance with the Congress party in Maharashtra feel and the reaction that we received on record today, one of their allies in Maharashtra, both the NCP and Sena are saying that Congress seems to have this confidence that they are good on their own. Now, is that the sense that you're also getting?
No, I wish the Congress well. But it is very clear that the Congress party on its own cannot even come close to winning the Goa election. And the past track record, it certainly takes away your confidence. They got 17 MLAs in 2017. 15 of them have left. They are left with 2 MLAs. And the Congress believes that it is a unilateral party. And Mamata Banerjee is trying to make the point that it is the unity of the opposition, strengthening the opposition, building networks across the opposition as part of strategic flexibility so long as the goal remains focused of putting up a credible opposition to the BJP. She is the unifier of the opposition space. But the Congress believes that it is still in some other time zone where it alone can take up this battle.
Yeah. Do you think it's a sense of overconfidence? One last question, Mr. Pavan Varma, because the Shiv Sena today also sort of took a dig, saying that we don't know where they're getting the confidence from, indicating that it's perhaps overconfidence in one way. But do you also think, it's far too gone with the kind of barbs that we saw? I think Mamata Banerjee also made one particular comment, and she may have been factual when she said that, you can't really take on the BJP head-on when your topmost leader is half the time not in India. But do you think all of these comments haven't gone down well and it's too far gone now?
No, I still believe that what Mamata Banerjee and the TMC wants has relevance. It is not as though it's an absurd idea. It's a very relevant idea, which is that we need to, with great maturity, unify the opposition. The problem is that the Congress still believes that it can work in isolation as the leader of the opposition with or without allies when the reality points to an entirely different picture. the Congress has lost the vast majority of the elections that it has fought since 2012. And the party is at the organizational level, obviously in some degree of noticeable and verifiable drift. Now, I don't want to speak against the Congress party. That is its internal business. But what the TMC and Mamata Banerjee has been stressing is that the opposition must get its act together. And it requires great courage of conviction and maturity to put aside past acrimonies and misunderstandings. After all, the Congress fought against the TMC in West Bengal. Its leader of opposition, Mr. Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary, uses their abusive language in reference to Mamata Banerjee. In spite of that, she put aside the past in order to forge a greater opposition unity, not only in Goa but beyond. But the Congress remains convinced that it can work in silos. So we need to understand.
Now, I was about to ask you a last question. Do you think it's too late now for any sort of an alliance in Goa?
In politics, nothing is too early and nothing is too late. But the message has clearly gone out that opposition unity is required. The need for the opposition to behave with maturity is essential. That the TMC made this proposal swallowing any sense of ego with the courage of conviction to work towards this goal. Now, if this did not happen, the Congress must do some introspection. The Congress must do some introspection. And that is precisely the case here.
Yeah. Pavan Varma, thank you for speaking to Republic TV.